If we're saying that hip-hop changed the world, then what happened on August 3rd, 1995 will live forever. The game was still reeling from Eazy-E's death earlier that year. Meanwhile, the country was in the final weeks of the O.J. Simpson trial. But what happened that night in Madison Square Garden was as intense as any Knicks game that decade. We all remember it as the moment the Death Row Bad Boy friction went national. We remember it as the night Biggie Smalls swept all the major awards.
We did it, Brooklyn, we did it!
And we remember it as the night Andre 3000 gave rap below the Mason-Dixon line its own Gettysburg Address.
Did the South got something to say? That's all I got to say.
But nah, it's not just about looking back on what happened that night. It's about looking at how much has changed as a result. You'd be hard-pressed to find a more consequential award show. The genre was still young and rebellious then, but no one knew what lay ahead. And that's the harrowing part of it all. No one knew Andre couldn't have been more right if he tried to. What the South did for hip-hop was give the game deep-fried soul. In southern metropolises like Memphis, Houston, Miami, Port Arthur, New Orleans, Atlanta, and more, an identity the world would come to know and mimic. No one knew that Bad Boy and Death Row's time was as limited as it was. Less than a year and a half later, Tupac, who was locked up that night, and Biggie would be dead. Suge Knight and Diddy's empires helped give the 90s its signature cultural identity. But no one knew that 30 years later, it all circles back to Suge and Diddy. Two black superpowers who changed the sound of American music. Two black superpowers who lived long enough to see their stories be defined by tragedy in various forms. I mean, they survived, but at what cost? I know that night is defined by the moments and the sound bites that live forever. Hell, I still quote Come to Death Row without a moment's notice. But it's hard not to look at the 1995 Source Awards and remember everything that came after. History can't be erased. History should be celebrated and critiqued. And the 1995 Source Awards, that's history in its realest form.